Hello! Today we are going to be comparing two animals. We're going to do a double bubble map again. We are going to be comparing the polar bear to the grizzly bear. We're going to be finding out how they're alike and how they're different. So comparing how they're alike, contrasting how they're different. So while you're listening to the story today, I want you to be thinking about how do they compare and contrast? Okay, how are they the same? How are they different? You're going to create a double bubble map when you're done, but you're not going to do it on this book, okay? In your Seesaw activities, there is a reading partner about penguins and parrots. So you are going to do the activity with penguins and parrots and then eventually turn it into a double bubble map, okay? So if you need help with that, let me know because we can talk online, okay? Hopefully it won't be too hard. So here we go. Grizzly bears and polar bears. It says the scientific name of a polar bear, Ursus maritimus. Maritime. I wonder if that's kind of like marine animals. That's what I'm thinking about when I see that. Okay, meet the polar bear. Polar bears are considered sea mammals. They spend most of their time on frozen sea. They prefer to live at the edge of an ice pack. They are the largest of all bears. Fun fact. There are no polar bears in Antarctica. There's a picture of him. He's super pretty. Okay. Scientific name of the grizzly bear, Urus arctosus horribilis. Meet the grizzly bear. Grizzly bears are mammals that live on land. You can tell grizzlies by the huge hump on their shoulder. That's this part right here. They have a big hump on their shoulder. This is a muscle they used for digging. Did you know that there's no grizzly bears in the southern hemisphere? Polar bears have snow white fur. Their color allows them to blend in with their environment. Snow, slush, and ice. Polar bears have black skin. That's the fun fact on that one. They have white fur. Polar bear names: ice bear, Nanook, white bear, and sea bear. They're all called. Grizzly bears come in 4 different colors: dark brown, reddish brown, and blonde. Grizzlies are also called silvertip. So here's all the different colors they come in: blonde, brown, dark brown, reddish brown. These colors allow grizzlies to blend in with their environment: fallen leaves, dirt, rocks, and trees. Ooh, look at this. This is kind of fun. It says, polar bears are the largest predatory land animals. Polar bears can grow to be 10 feet tall. Here's a kindergartner next to a polar bear. Here's a kindergartner. There's the polar bear. Polar bears can stand on their hind legs. Polar bear is an apex predator. An apex predator is an animal that has no natural enemies. Interesting. Okay, so now we're going to learn about the grizzly bear. It looks like he's 8 feet tall. A grizzly bear can stand 8 feet tall. They tower over you. Grizzlies can stand on their hind legs. A polar bear has a paw larger than this book. Here's the actual size of a claw. It says, did you know a polar bear paw is slightly webbed? It is like an oar, perfect for swimming. That's neat. A grizzly's track. A track is a footprint. The claws can be up to 4 inches long. That's an actual claw size. Now, that is super scary. I wouldn't want to run into a grizzly bear with a claw like that. So it shows like how their claws are out in front of their paw print like that. Humans have nails on their fingers and toes. Bears have claws. Each paw has 5 long, sharp claws. And here's another picture of his paw. Polar bears are excellent swimmers. They can swim farther than 50 miles at one stretch. Wow, that's a long ways. That's like from here to north of Rochester. Polar bears mostly eat meat from the ocean: walrus, seals, sea lions, and fish. Seals are their favorite food. Fun fact, Polar bears dog paddle. Did you know? Yikes, a polar bear can eat a human. But it hardly ever happens. Not many people live near polar bears. We're talking about grizzly bears now. Grizzly bears are good swimmers. They prefer standing in a river to catch fish. If a grizzly stands in the right spot, a migrating salmon might jump right into his mouth. See all the salmon moving? I'll move my little slip here. That's super interesting. Grizzlies eat salmon, trout, apples, berries, honey, and anything they can get their paws on. Grizzlies have also been known to eat moose, elk, caribou, rodents, sheep, grub, and clams. Not a fun fact, each year grizzlies eat a few people. Oh my gosh, that's so scary. Okay, so this is all I'm going to read of this book because they take a long time. So if you would like me to send this home as a library book, send your library books back and then I will switch it out for you and just let me know. They have a whole bunch of these. They're on all different kinds of animals. So you could always Google it and see which ones are which ones they have, and then I can try to find it for you in the library. We have a bunch of them. I just am not sure all of them. There's one about a squid. I think there's a shark one in there. So, but we did grizzly and polar. Okay. So let's talk about how the polar bear and the grizzly bear are alike and how they're different. Okay. So I'm going to slide our little desk over here. Okay. So let's take a look. One of the first things I remember them saying is that they're mammals. So we're going to write mammal up here because they're both a mammal. Another thing is that they have fur. So, but that would be something that we can put down as a contrast because their fur is different colors, right? So our polar bears has white fur. And our grizzly bears are all shades of brown, right? Because it was like reddish brown and all different. Then there was brown and then they had blonde, right? So we're going to say shades of brown and blonde fur. And then remember, we talked about this the other day, that if I have this one up here at the top, I want to kind of have this one across so that when I'm contrasting, I can see what the difference is really easily, okay? So that's something that you'd like to do, okay? It said that they both blend in their environment, and their fur helps them do that, doesn't it? That's what the fur, camouflage, right? They can stand on their legs. Another great thing that they can do the same, right? They have long claws. Those claws were kind of scary. It looked like the grizzlies might have been a little bit longer though. And they both can swim. They swim to get their food. Okay, so let's talk about some things that were other things that were different. When we talked about that it stood on its legs, it said that the polar bear was 10 feet tall. And do you remember what they said the grizzly was? He was 8 feet tall. And FT, like that, that's an abbreviation for feet. That's what that FT is, okay? That's an abbreviation for that. Okay, so polar bears, they only eat meat. Remember, they meat as in being other animals. So they eat meat. The grizzly bear, he ate meat too with the fish, but he also, remember it said that he ate berries? So he would also eat fruit. Another thing that we could put here is that they both eat fish, right? or eat meat. Because that would be another thing that is the same. So we didn't list everything on here that was the same and different because there was other things also, like this one lives by the sea on ice, and this one lives in the forest. So there's a whole bunch of different things that I could have put on my map. So, but I have a whole bunch of information here that shows us how they're the same, how we can compare them, and how they're different, how we can contrast them. So I hope you like the parrot and penguin story that you're gonna read, because penguins are pretty neat birds. I hope you learned some stuff about them. Parrots are pretty also, and they can talk if you train them. So I hope you enjoy that and have a great day. Bye.